Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Cheesy E.
Thank you, Cornsey. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. Remember the drinking rules. If Beeflo says allegedly, or that he made a video about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer mentions his time on the West Coast, or blames his kids for something, you drink. And if I fuck up the intro, or make MSS appear to be dumb, you drink. And of course, you can make any of us drink for $1.08 or more. Boys, I got an important question from you here from the construction zone. I need to know.
This is crazy.
What are you drinking? Beef Loaf, what are you drinking?
Boys, real simple. I got some days off coming up in conjunction with the tailgate, but also Bonita's graduating 8th grade, so I got a couple of days off. So I got a good old dirty martini. I have a lot of blue cheese olives in here. Holy shit.
It
is a nice thick pour. Just, laying back, getting ready to enjoy some vacation time. So,
a nice thick pour. A thick pour. That doesn't sound... That looks like salad dressing.
That
looks like salad dressing.
So good.
It does look like salad dressing. You should put some...
I like an extra dirty. Extra dirty, my friends.
You're just like extra food in there. Like just be honest about it.
He needs a snack.
Be honest. Yeah, it is. He's trying
to eat a little less at dinner so I can have all these olives while I talk to you guys.
First of all,
we got to get Brooks on this show to tell you look disgusting eating those fucking olives. That's what I need. I need that right now.
He'd be right, but I don't care.
And you know what? That wouldn't be the reason you left the job, but everyone would believe that would be the reason that you left the job. So
that's correct. That's absolutely.
I don't care. I just want to hear it happen. My Sock Summer. What are you drinking?
I'm just trying to finish bottles. Remember, I'm in my little zone. I am drinking a single barrel Four Roses right now. If that is done, like I finished that.
Can you hold that bottle up again? I want to see that because it looks like there's not much left in there.
Not much left.
He's going to kill that.
He's going to get through that.
This is a big My Sock Summer night.
Then I'm going to go into the small batch Four Roses because I like to keep the brands the same. When I go across, when I switch bottles. So I thought that through. So that's what I'll be Four Rose in it tonight. If that's correct. And I'm pretty sure Yumper bought me both these bottles. So thank you, Yumper. Chorizo, what beer are you drinking tonight?
I got the Infinity Hero from
like it
from Rev. So I sometimes you're at the liquor store, you're feeling 7-Eleven. I was at the Benny's. I was at the Benny's this time. I was on my way home from work.
Yes,
so I stopped at the Benny's.
Anti-ass motherfucker.
And sometimes I'm indecisive and I look and I see a variety pack and I'm like, I want a little variety. Let's get down with the variety pack. So I did
don't know what you want? You pick everything. That's it. Your choice, everything. I'll take all of it.
And then I realized that like when I'm just pulling these out of the case to put them in the bag that is next to me, I'm only going to take like 2 different ones. So I just got that in anti-hero here. So
that's good.
We'll see what I get into.
Hell yeah.
Apologies if I sneeze at all. It's a little dusty in this area.
Treasy has a different background for those of you not watching on the YouTube stream. Treasy's not in his normal background. He has a background of his patio where you can kind of see there's light coming in. And when he initially came on the screen before we went live,
still a little
MSS is like, your hair is purple. He's a purple hair right now. Not a blue hair, purple hair.
Which I have the purple shirt to match, so it's all working out. It's all working out perfectly.
It's pretty dope.
Great. We do got some drinks to get to, so I want to get to these.
Oh yeah, you motherfuckers better be tipping because I think this is the first live show that we've had in 2 weeks. I mean, like actual comments, like trust me.
Trey was first. As soon as the shit went live, Trey threw it in here. He says, "Cheers, fellas! Cheers."
Appreciate you, Trey. Thank you.
Appreciate your $2, Trey.
There's a bunch that are like, "Oh shit, we're live. All right, this is good." So
a real live show. Huh?
They're like, "Oh."
Nava says, "Cheers, fellas! Love Beef's shirt. Let's go."
Oh, thank you, John. And you said congratulations to my daughter. Congratulations to your son, because we both have children graduating from 8th grade. As he said, we're both getting older, but wiser as well. So thank you, John. Appreciate it.
All right. And then we got our guy, CJ. He says,
"Oh,
man, all you magnificent bastards at the park. Always a blast. Let's fucking go. Cheers, CJ.
Bro.
CJ. Great to see you this week.
And thanks for buying that bottle and retweeting that picture. We were waiting to hear back from those guys.
And
we need to get that fucking magic happening.
That's right.
CJ, we talked about this yesterday, but you see, MSS is already out of the Natterjack. He didn't give us any of it.
No, that's not true.
It's gone.
The shooters have been lost. They're
forgetting to bring it over.
I stopped drinking it because I'm like, I don't want to drink it all. So I gave like half a case down here, and then I have almost a full case upstairs. So we have plenty of it left, just in case we ever get time.
Yeah, Sean says the olives are for our dinner, and he's correct. And then Trey says MSS needs the textbooks. Yeah, textbooks right now. Just let them know.
I have texted going on several times.
MSS, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. If you guys haven't read it, you should go over and read it. There's no Sox game tonight, so when you're done with this and you're drunk and you're like, I need something to read, go read the interview with our guy Gabriel Silva is releasing his second book. And I was like, I need the fucking interview, with you to announce that you're releasing your second book. And if you haven't read Gabriel's first book, do yourself a favor and go read it. It's really good. It's hard to follow in some parts, but other than that, it is good. There is a linear story that goes through the thing. Sometimes a chapter is just focused on whatever he thinks about at that time, and then you get back. But there's allegations of poisoning. There is allegations of coaches holding him back. There's which there seems to be a lot of evidence. And then just pure, I was the most shocked. The most shocking part of the interview to me was that when he released that first book, there was only one person that had a problem with what he said. And I was like, I don't believe you, because you said so much shit about people that I figured that you would be hearing back from people. And he's like, nope, only one person said something. It was a coach. We talked it out and we're good. And I was like, I'm fucking amazed.
It's impressive.
I'm 100% amazed. So his new book is supposed to come out for his birthday, July or August, he said. So go over there and read that. Gabe, it was awesome. He gave me the exclusive. He did not wait for me to publish the blog to put out the cover of his book. So you can find that on his Twitter account. So go look at that. But yeah, if we get some more feedback, we got a lot of people retweeting that and doing stuff. We'll bring him on the pod when it gets released, when the book actually comes out, and maybe we'll have him read his favorite passage to us. Like that, we'll have Gabe come on the podcast.
I got a question for the people in the comments, but and for you guys too. But Gabe is on his second book that he's written. What the fuck are all the rest of you guys doing?
What have you guys done?
Exactly. What the fuck are you doing? Get your shit together. Yeah. Get your shit together and start doing something.
Not everyone's cut out to write a book, Treasy. Not everyone has an interesting enough life story to put it down. But Gabe does. Gabe does have an interesting life story, and so it is worth being put out there and being in book form. A lot of you just sit around all day, fart, and eat Arby's. I mean, I don't need to read that. Hey. I'm fine. I already knew you did that, so I don't need to read it.
Speaking of which, I found an Arby's near where I work, so my blood pressure is up to about 7 million right now.
I love it.
And I liked the one other favorite part of the interview before we move on was him saying that Beef Loaf is more famous than him and I am more famous than him. He is not that big. And that is a bold-faced lie. There's more people that come over to our section and say, hey, aren't you Gabriel? Aren't you Bearstown? And he goes, yeah. Why? Because he's just worried. He gets more attention than any of us. That's for damn sure.
You know what it is? He denies more pictures than we do. I'm such a whore. I don't even want anyone's picture, right? Gabe will sometimes tell people no, he doesn't want to take a picture. Now usually he does, but occasionally, there was a couple times he told the guys no, get out of here. And I'm like, Gabe, why don't you let him take a picture? I don't know. I just don't trust them. Like, okay, hey, it's you. You take care of you, baby.
They might Photoshop. Packers hats on me, penises on my face. I don't know. I don't need this stuff. Don't need.
I Photoshop that kind of stuff on Beef's face
all the time. All the time.
Doesn't matter.
If he falls asleep, I'll just draw it on his face. right, let's get a couple drinks here.
And Gabriel is here. So thanks again, Gabriel, for letting us have the interview, the exclusive interview. We appreciate that.
We got a drink from Paul here. He says, "Cheers, gents. See you this weekend." Awesome, Paul.
Paul, looking forward to seeing you, buddy.
Cheers, Paul.
We got one from Brewhand Luke. He says, "Congrats to MSS on the new job as Gabe's, aka Gabriel's PR guy." I don't know why there's an AKA.
No.
Cheers.
Gabriel likes to be called Gabriel now. Gabe is a past character. He doesn't like to be associated with that as much, so it's mostly Gabriel. Yeah,
that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Beef, how you doing tonight?
I'm fine. Looking forward to a little vacation. Looking forward to a tailgate. But I've been noticing, we got almost a week in the rear view. Bill Walton passed away, and there was a lot of cool stories out there and things talked about him. And I was thinking a little more deeply about his basketball career and just like what a good player he was. And Treasy, I don't know if you remember this, but Coach Hobbs at De La Salle, he would always tell us that if Bill Walton don't get hurt, he's the best big man of all time. And I think so I started getting into, people were sharing the personal stories and everything, and I like that, but then my mind starts wandering on shit when someone's really famous like that. And so I'm just flipping through Twitter, looking through all the Bill Walton stuff, and I stumble upon this picture right here, guys. And it just got my mind thinking, it's this is for the podcast listeners, is Bill Walton with Sister Jean. And I've made some memes in the past about Sister Jean.
I'm nervous.
Got my mind going in the direction,
Where is this going?
Bill Walton was married twice. He was married to Susie from 1979 to 1989. They divorced, and then he was with his wife Lori from 1991 through his passing. But you don't really hear about him being romantically involved with women at all as a professional athlete. My question for you guys: if he would have been involved with a starlet of his era, so talking 70s and 80s, who do you think it might have been? Because it got my mind racing. Like, man. He had to break his wedding had to break up somehow, and he's a big star, and sometimes big stars do stuff, not accusing him of anything, but just like got me going. Like, who knew what he would have hooked up with back then? You got to remember, he's a gigantic ginger, but he's got a great smile, and his personality is he's got 80 great personality. So
and he's super famous. He's super famous.
Yeah,
very accomplished. Yeah, all of it. I'm just
So the thing is like. I immediately start to think of like starlets, right? Like I think of like a Raquel Welch or something, but it's got to be kind of a hippie, right?
Yeah,
I think so, right?
I'm trying to think of someone from that era. Here's an example. Let's say she doesn't die as quickly as she did. Yeah. Like Janis Joplin, an overlap there with with a Janis Joplin type. I think that would make sense to me.
That would be someone you could see him
like a musician, like a female musician. I could see that.
Kind of like Norm Van Leer was with Stevie Nicks a little bit. There was a little romance there.
I feel like Stevie Nicks is not so much right in the right thing there. Like
some of these people's guesses are just out of control.
I like the Linda Carter one.
Linda Carter,
that's a good one.
Listen, and Tim Maher says Debbie Harry. I could see too if she was a punk. But similar.
Linda Carter, Smoke Show. Completely loved her. Oh God,
she's still
Wonder Woman. Woo. Wonder Woman. Oh, good shit. Paul said Joyce DeWitt. And I don't know if he's trying to be funny, but my head immediately goes to Suzanne Summers. For some reason, and he's just the
era's right.
But to me, what Bill Walton was probably doing most was just random ass girls, random ass orgies after Grateful Dead shows. That's he is just he's elbow deep in some very vintage, very natural, all natural lady. He's just having the time of his life. He's probably tripping on peyote, and he's listening to the Dead, play some stupid song for 27 minutes, and he's just going crazy on this broad. So that's what I would think he's doing is probably the best thing.
So Clutch Hat Trick says, "I'm not 60. Who the fuck are these grandmas?" Just go look up Linda Carter. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah,
keep the safe search off.
Yeah, and she does show her hooters. She shows her hooters. Yeah, so
but she used to be Wonder Woman.
She used to be Wonder Woman.
Bill Walton basically is what I'm saying is the Gene Simmons of the hippies. You know, he just went out and
he's got cooter pics.
And I'm sure he's probably hanging out somewhere and woman's like, how am I going to find you at the concert? He's like, I'm 7 foot tall. You will find me wherever you need to. And you just look, there's Bill right there. Let's go fuck. It's probably great. So
Mailman Jack says Jane Byrne. I'm
no
sure
thanks.
About that one.
No thanks.
And then John Nava says all 4 of the Golden Girls. I don't know.
He's
too big of a star. He's also too big of a star.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He ain't taking down B. Arthur, man. All right, we got
Vanessa Del Rio, Mailman Jackson. Okay, that's a possibility.
All right,
we didn't even think about porn stars, but that is a possibility.
That's a probability. That's a probability.
It's more than
not a possibility.
Him and Herschel Savage probably hanging out. That's what you don't think about. It was in California and everything. That's a good call by Mailman Jack. I didn't even think that.
I don't know if he was associated with the Playboy Mansion, but that's how a lot of those athletes also got their trim by going to the Playboy Mansion, and Hugh Hefner had drugged them for them and got them ready.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, way to take it all down. Let's get this drink.
Talking about dude's death.
Make the fundamentals deck a bar. That would be
one Sox fan and fall off per game. Thank you.
Underage kids.
The problem is too many stairs. Too many stairs.
Yeah, we need an escalator or something. No.
Yeah, or something to launch you up there. Then you just jump off onto some big pad. That seems like the best way to do it.
Sounds wonderful.
Chorizo, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm
just
sad
okay?
to see Brian Ramos get demoted, but it's just one of those things where it's like he had his chance and he wasn't doing anything. And I've seen a few people say hey, he's not going to learn how to hit major league pitching in the minors. It's like, well, he wasn't hitting the minor league pitching out. Work shit out down there, and then if he comes back and he's looking good, bring him back up. There's nothing that says you can't bring him back up. There's the clock started. You could do whatever you want. I think it's fine. I think let him get his head straight. Let him get some work on putting the ball in the air. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm just sad for my play cousin.
Yeah, I am too. I thought a friend of the show and a guy that's also going to be helping us host the tailgate, Josh Nelson, said it right. He's like, Ramos has gotten 64 at bats, and they're like, get the fuck out of here. And Andrew Vaughn, they're like, you know what? Just stay here. You're fine. You've been sucking balls too, but
the Vaughn is over.
They're giving him hope. It's a signal there with Andrew. Just keep playing. We don't care. You won't be back next year. See you later.
It didn't work for Tim Anderson, and we don't know about Jose Abreu either. So you just stay here.
Just stay here and just do it. Yeah, I wasn't that surprised by it, Treasy, but if you think about it from a playing standpoint, they got the playing time if they want to use him. So it's you got to look at the body of his work. And when he came up, he got hot a little bit at the end of his stint in Double-A, but before that, he was struggling his ass off. Came up, he hit a little bit, then he went on the IL, and then when he came off the IL, he didn't hit for shit. I think he was 0 for 14 when he came back from the IL. So, rust or whatever, but you don't want to let someone struggle their ass off when you weren't sure they were ready to begin with. It's okay. It's a nice story if the guy's doing okay and he's kind of holding his own. But when they're hitting a struggle, you don't want to let them just go all the way down to tubes. You don't want to see a rookie year Robin Ventura where he was 0 for 40 or whatever the fuck, right? And they just let him die out there. But obviously, he's like a generational, he was high draft pick and one all-time college player. Maybe giving Ramos a little time to work on some shit is just a prudent thing to do, even if it sucks for us, the viewer, because it's like, well, who are they going to put? Nobody at third. Danny Mendick's going to play third.
I also think there's a little bit of
Zach Remillard going to play third.
There's a little bit of you know what? Stop hanging out with Pedro. We're going to get you somewhere else. Hang out with the guys that are going to be on the team for a while.
Wow.
That's a common thought process.
No, I know.
Perfectly honest with you, a lot of people on Twitter think that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't worry about that so much. I don't think the manager spends a lot of time with any of the players, individually. I don't think he's sitting there all day talking to Brian Ramos and teaching them bad habits and shit.
I don't think he's teaching them bad habits, but maybe he's telling them shit like, "Oh man, you're fucking terrible. What are you doing? You're an asshole."
Grafal being a loser could have loser effects on everybody else. I agree, but I think it probably meant that's my personal thought.
I would hope for all that's holy, he does not sit there and down talk these guys and tell them they suck, because they're growing into.
I doubt he does.
I hope he doesn't do that, because if he does, it really makes me want to fucking like punch him in the fucking face. Because you should be saying that to an Andrew Vaughn. Like not a prospect, not somebody that's had 64 at bats. You need somebody that like is supposed to be something, your number one draft pick, who continually sucks out there, to go out and then talk shit to that motherfucker. So
let's get a drink here. We got one from To Frank. He says, can't wait for those nose beers at the tailgate. I don't know what that means. We're doing
I don't know who's bringing the Tootsie Rootski. That was not on our list.
That's not on Josh's list. That's not on Josh's list.
Oh man, maybe we haven't seen the updated list. Who knows?
Just if you bring that, just make sure my wife isn't right next to me when you offer it to me. I would appreciate that. Let's just keep her away from that shit.
Oof.
Like we did whippets one time.
She gonna use it all up?
She was in the area when we were doing whippets, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're doing drugs." So I don't think breaking out cocaine in front of my wife is going to go over swimmingly. Like if she doesn't
MSS, you don't have to automatically do it if it's right there. I'm just throwing that out there.
Listen,
as a fellow husband, you can just refrain at one time.
I read up on the rules about tailgates in Milwaukee, and it says if somebody brings a line, you must do it. And that's what I heard. That's just all I heard.
All right, fair enough. Fair.
Well, okay, we'll make you do it. I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll do it for you.
Hello.
I will pass. All right, MSS, I think it's about time for you to pay some bills.
Let's do it.
A shrimp in my hand, feeling mighty grand. Batterfied, I can't deny. It's a taste so fine. Southside vibes where the baseball flies. Catch a game, soak up the fame under sunny skies. Lawrence's fish and shrimp, where I wanna be, on the patio with my crew, grooving to the beat, sipping lemonade with the sound of a crack. Bat meets ball, we're having a ball, ain't no looking back. We're eating shrimp, watching baseball in the sun, rocking out on the patio, having so much fun. Lawrence fish and shrimp, the place to be all day. Some memories to the beat of our song.
All right. That was a song.
That's the last time that you're going to hear that. There will be new ads coming out for July, or June rather, because that's the next month. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they've been playing this game on Facebook and other advertising Lawrence's has, and they're like, new product coming soon, new products. I had a text her, our contact over there today, and I go, hey, listen, you've already teased me that you might be getting rid of my sandwich, which is the crispy shrimp sandwich. And she's like, I go, is my sandwich going to get kicked out for the new items that are coming on? And she said, no, they are not. And then she went into all this stuff. So we're going to have some stuff that we'll be announcing soon for Lawrence's, with some new product launch stuff, some new different stuff. And there's one person that's going to be really excited about it, and that's Kier. So if you can put 2 and 2 together, you can figure that out. But yeah, our guy Kier will be very stoked that he can finally go to Lawrence's and just snack up.
All right. Well, I look forward to that. In the meantime, I think it's a time for a little White Sox talk.
Yep.
And this week, Beef told us, hey, I got 5 questions for you guys. He's going to give us 5 questions. I'm eager to hear them.
Yes,
I'm here too.
Yes, sir. I decided I would take the work out of your guys' hands. Quick preamble to these questions. I do have 5 questions for you. I'm going to direct them at the person I desire to hear the answer from. Doesn't mean the other person can't jump in and join the conversation, but I also don't give a fuck about your answer. So unless you got something good, then otherwise I'm directing it at the specific person, and then you got to join the conversation.
Okay.
We're not going around the room. The question's for the person. You guys good with that?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
All right, beautiful. I'm going to start off with MSS. My Sox summer. Today you and I had a little bit of a squabble about some of this Pedro Grifol shit. And I tweeted yesterday, I said Pedro Grifol might just be the manager you need, since you enjoy reading every spoken word and thought. 2 questions for you. Am I wrong to think that Pedro Grifol discourse is stale, boring, and redundant? Also, am I right that Sox fans need him currently because he's the only one that they're kind of hurling all their disgust at? On this roster. So what?
Yeah.
Is the discourse stale and everything?
I mean,
then
it's
also,
stale. It's 100% stale, but you're also talking to a guy whose bit in White Sox Twitterverse is very stale. I will beat something to death and reheat it, and just keep putting it back out there. And then people just, are like, "Oh, you're no longer the nice guy I thought you were because you like a guy that's helped your blog. Fuck you, bastard." But no, you explained it to me later, and what you were saying, because I didn't agree with it in the initial part. I was like, well, this is not. I don't think I like this. But then it was like, you know what? You're kind of right. In reading some of this stuff, it's true. I don't think you're right with saying that he's the only one that they can direct their ire to. They direct their ire towards anybody that doesn't necessarily deserve it. I think Pedro probably deserves it a little more, but he can only coach and manage the players that are there. A broadcaster has no guns. Like he can't do anything. He's just got to just talk what's there. But yeah, no, I think people are literally still afraid to call out the person that is actually the problem and just beat it home and just say it over and over. I think picking apart Pedro, who's was obviously a pick because he is this guy, because you can't stop him from saying how much he loves Jerry Reinsdorf. And the guy is tone deaf when it comes to reading the room. That's the last thing anybody wants to hear is man, he really wants to win. Sox put up record losses. No, those two things do not go together.
His wanting to win doesn't seem correlated to actually anything.
Yeah. So no, I think you're more right now than I did initially when I put that up there. And also I retweeted to try to get you a little bit more pull.
I think the Pedro thing, MSS, for me is he's such an easy target, and you can go after him every day. And you were telling me the other day, well, Pedro should just stop talking. But he's the manager. He has to keep talking. He has to answer questions every goddamn day. He's in front of the media. He has no choice. He has to talk and say something. He could not say real dumb stuff, but, he's...
That's it. That's what
my problem is, MSS, I've been out on this shit for 18 months. And so I'm I'm already sick of this. I already know the guy shouldn't be here. It is what it is. And it's just every day it's repetitive to me.
Yeah.
I will just say, and maybe you have a question later for this, but I'm going to throw it in here right now.
Do it.
I actually liked what he said the other day about the guys being flat, and it's for a few reasons. One, I enjoy the one thing I do enjoy about Pedro is his self-preservation. This motherfucker knows how to stay alive, even though he's doing terrible, right? But here's why I liked him saying that, because it forces an issue. It forces a question, and for some reason, no one asked this question. But it forces the question of, okay, Pedro says the guys aren't trying. They're flat. They're not making adjustments. Yeah. The players say they don't agree with this.
Right.
Chris Getz, who's right? Are these guys trying hard, or did you assemble a team that is incapable of winning? Please let me know which one it is.
Yeah.
Because it has to be one or the other. It can't be that they're trying real hard and they're fantastic, but they lose every game. Right. So I like that Pedro kind of was like, you know what? It's not my fault. These guys are playing like shit. Maybe they're not trying. And if they want to say they're trying, then that means that they're just so terrible that when they try their best, they can't beat anybody.
Yeah.
It just so happens they fucking suck when they try their best. All right, it looks like we missed a few drinks, so let me get to a couple of these right now. Trey says, Beef, can we get a vid of Treasy slamming Arby's? I would love to take a video of Treasy just absolutely crushing the sandwich that used to be the Big Montana. That's his favorite. So
let's do that.
Oh Lord, I need a Big Montana.
We got to do that. And then Drew Bogue says, "Cheers, gents. See you in Milwaukee tailgate time." Yes, we'll see you there, Drew.
Cheers, Drew.
And then Giselle, is it like Giselle, like Tom Brady's ex-wife? I think it is.
I don't know if it's Giselle or Giselle.
I'm going Giselle. I'm sorry if I
or Giselle. Maybe I don't know.
Jizzle, yeah. I think that's right. Yeah,
Jizzle.
It says
Thanks for the money, though, Jizzle.
People forget Game 2 of the 05 World Series almost was rained out. Freddie is the most forgotten World Series ever from that team. Yeah, Freddie Garcia.
No, it's not true.
Sweaty Freddie, Game 4,
Freddie,
baby.
everyone remembers him.
Yeah, everyone remembers that. Cheers.
This guy was and he was just like a shit brick house. That guy was big and just hurled. Got it.
Plus, people forget Sweaty Freddie also pitched a game that got the White Sox to the blackout game in 08. He was on the other team. He threw that one for us. And the last drink here is from Aloha Mr. Andy. He says, MSS Pedro apologies. Not even close. Not even close. MSS been MFing Pedro as much as possible. Thank you, though, Mr. Andy. Appreciate it.
I'm becoming the Pedro.
He's being funny.
I don't think it's you kind of like, you're like, the comment.
I don't think it's, I think I kind of agree with him. Probably not all his fault.
I don't think it is his fault, but also he doesn't help himself. He definitely doesn't help himself.
That's correct. All right, Trezo.
Does Trezy look like he just opened the Pulp Fiction briefcase?
He's got a beautiful glow. I'm
you're
for
not
it.
wrong.
I am trying to figure out the lighting from this side of the room.
You figured it out. You have figured it out.
Hey,
I was too orange at the beginning of the show, and I was like, I might get a couple felonies thrown at me.
Down.
So I was like, I gotta turn down what?
Turn your light down. The intensity. Just turn the intensity down. You don't have a ring light on?
No.
You really don't?
It's just a fucking light in the background, and I can't turn down the intensity of it.
Vincent, are we happy?
I thought you had a ring light. Well, that's why you look like shit.
I think it's just the light from my computer.
It's the computer trying to get the light from behind you, so it's like it's just not working. Yeah.
All right, Trezy, you're up next. About MSS, shut the fuck up and let me ask this question. About a month ago, you proposed in a blog, White Sox adopt a 6-ish man rotation for many reasons, including Garrett Crochet, who's already topped his most ever innings in a major league season. Next start, he'll top the most he ever did at Tennessee, which is a little bit longer rest. They're trying to push rookies into the fold in the Streeny, Cannon, Schuster. Maybe some of the Double-A kids. Sean Burke is kind of back. We're going to have Davis Martin back soon. Give me the 6-man rotation right now. Who would you build starting today if you're doing 6-man rotation?
Yeah, so you got Crochet for sure, obviously, and Fetty. So those are your 1 and 2. I still think Flexen is fine. Like Flexen, he's going to be in the mix. Now, here's something that we talked about a little bit, Beef. There should be like a little bit of a piggyback situation. I think you should have Soroka either in the mix as someone who is just going to pitch the first 3 innings of a game, like almost like an opener.
Okay.
Or he comes in after an opener and you tell him, open it up, man, throw 97, right? And like you try and get that out of him. Clevenger's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. And
so then when you start looking at like the younger guys to throw in, so I'm not big on Nastrini right now. I think like it's nothing against him. Like he might have starter stuff eventually, but like he doesn't have control at all. Like there's not control there. Like even a game where he gets through it and it's like he got to give up 3 runs in 5 innings. It's serviceable. Like you just watch the whole game and you're like, this guy does not know where he's throwing the ball. And that
he doesn't look good at all. Like, you watch the game, and it's like that guy didn't look good. And he doesn't flash enough for me either. Like when MSS and I were like, MSS is telling me, don't see St. Ready yet when he came up in 19, and he was totally right. At least Cease would flash a couple innings where you're like, oh, I see it there. And then he'd have that real bad inning.
You'd forget it.
Every inning is Nestrini's bad inning. Every inning he's can't throw a strike,
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to learn that.
I would like to see Mason Adams. It's one of those things where it's like an anomaly, and this guy is just coming out of nowhere, and it's why waste it? Like maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just just this fantastical thing that's not going to last for more than the first half of the season. But like bring him up, find out. Why not find out about him? Right? Why keep him down? Like if he's throwing the best baseball of his entire life right now, use it on the major league team.
Yep.
So I'd like to see him. And then guys like, there's a lot of fill-in guys like Jake Woodford and stuff that like I think are fine there. But like when Davis Martin comes back, I would like to see him get a chance. We'll see how he's throwing though. Like, I mean, obviously you want to give him some rehab starts and stuff and try and see, is the control there? Is the velocity there? All those types of things. But like, I would like to see that when he comes back. I'm not overly excited to get some of the higher thought of prospects like Thorpe and Iriarte up right away.
Kai Bush.
But yeah, Bush, I or definitely not either.
Jonathan Cannon.
Cannon can be in the
He's
mix.
further back. He could be in the mix here for you, right?
Cannon can be in the mix for the 6th spot, right?
Okay.
And I honestly think if you're running a 6-man rotation, it's a lot easier to say I'm gonna have. And this is one of the things I point to in the blog is like you can have a rotation of minor league guys that like you bring this guy up for a spot start, and then you put him down for the next 15 days. 18 days really, right. And he makes a start, three times through, and you just have a couple guys that rotate like that. And once you have enough guys to do that, like it's like send Nastrini down, right, and then bring up Cannon, and then send Cannon down, bring up let's call it Woodford. Like you could do that on a loop, and use these guys as a 6th starter, especially when you need it, right? Because there's going to be times where like you don't really need the 6th starter. Because you got a day off or something, the All-Star break comes up. So you can maneuver like that when you have this like glut of kind of mid arms, right? Like there's just no one like that's a standout. Like, oh my God, we got to get this guy up. Like we got to see this. So right. Like, I think
there's no one knocking on the door that close. You're right. That you're like, okay, you absolutely have to have them.
You could get a lot of looks. And Danny points out they can only go up and down 5 times a season. Yeah, but when you're only going up every 20 days or so, and then at the end of the season, after you trade a bunch of guys, you just stay up, right? Like so, like
you're here,
or you just stay down. If you're not pitching well, you just stay down. So like you can easily do a rotation like this, especially if it's 3 or 4 guys. So I would like to see that, just to see a lot of different people pitch on this team.
So more exposures. You want to see more of the non-top prospects is kind of what you want to see. Let's start seeing those guys. Anyone looks like they can pitch, get them up here. You want to reclimate Mike Soroka if you can, either in a piggyback situation or where he's doing a short start and you're airing out the bullpen, and then you're keeping the top 3 as the top 3, just kind of leave them as is. You're discarding Mike Clevenger. I think that's wise. He looks like he has nothing. I mean, he's getting around terribly. Like
he got beat up. He got beat up, and then he needed an extra day, and then he's hurt. And he's hurt, and it's like, what are you bringing him back for?
Right.
Like he comes back in like late June, and what do you do with that? You start him once, and then it's like, hey, we can't trade this guy? Why not?
You know what we got to do? Just get more fresh talent. That's all we need. Fresh talent.
My sus is correct. All right. My Sox summer's up next. I'm going to put a little graph up right here. And it's from Baseball Savant. What this is it's a little tough to see. It's a little small, so someone like Mailman Jack probably can't see this. But on the graph there, that what they have in the far right-hand column is the sprint speed. And all you really need to know is the red is good. So the guys at the top, that's Brian Ramos and Luis Robert. Those guys run fast. The guys at the bottom, like Martin Maldonado, no shock. He is really fucking slow. He's 37. Eloy's down there too. He's been hurt all year. But the guy third from the bottom, MSS, is weird. A good friend of ours. Your guy, Fletch. Gabagool, as I call him. My question for you: why does Gabagool run like he has shit in his pants?
I don't know. That is odd to see that, because you would think a guy playing center field would be faster, than like Corey Lee, for Christ's sake. Like your catcher probably shouldn't be your 4th fastest person on the team. I don't know. The rest of that graph, when you bring it back up, it makes sense. Like, okay, Benintendi, DeYoung, Pham, Lopez, like all right there in the middle, and then Mercado, your age is kind of going, but like Yeah, like Fletch seems way out of place there. Is there something wrong on the day? Yeah. Like, did he get too many, biscotti the day before? Was he eating too many? You fucking have too many Peronis? What the fuck happened? Like, I don't. How does that happen? He seems like a very slight, young, like little guy. Like you should be able to duck and run faster.
He's got to lean into it. He's got to lean into it, man. Like he's short. He's slow. Like just get on roids and just get even bigger. Like just become a square. Did you ever see that Family Guy when Stewie's on roids and he's so vascular? That's what we need out of our guy Dominic Fletcher.
Trey's like, he's 5'6". Just because you're tall doesn't make you fast. Go look up that video of that dude from Purdue, like running down the fucking thing. Like,
and then he says short ass strides. He got the little legs. I mean, that's what it is, you know.
But you know what? You should be able to do more of those. You know, like you should be able to like put 2 of them into a stride. Then if you got little legs, like Altuve's not small. I mean, he's not slow. He fucking hauls ass. Yes. Especially when he's got, he's all wired up with the buzzer and shit. He runs fast as hell. So yeah, I don't know. That's really depressing to see. Fucking Paisan. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
I'm just upset. I'm going to the tailgate this weekend. He's sad now because his Paisan can't run. He's definitely not a Mario brother. We know that. The Mario brothers run fast, all right?
They do.
When the dragons are chasing him and shit, they run fast. Fletcher doesn't.
He needs to eat some of those mushrooms, man. Get him some mushrooms this weekend.
Yeah, hook him up.
How's that doing, Brewhand Luke? You got some of those. You bring those up on the train, buddy.
All right, Treasy is up next. And I'm going to put a graphic up here for everyone on YouTube. Treasy, you are very rarely outspoken on prospects. I think the last prospect you took a strong stand on was Nick Madrigal. And it was that Nick Madrigal ain't shit, which, of course, you were correct. We were kind of correct together. But lately, this handsome 6'9" left-handed prospect has gotten into your purview. He's recently been promoted to Double-A Birmingham. That's starting pitcher Noah Schultz. His first start at Birmingham was pretty much the same as all the rest of his other fucking minor league starts where he goddamn dominated, even though it was only 4 innings. I want your stance right here, right now, like Jesus Jones, motherfucker, on Noah Schultz. I'm giving you a reprieve here, or I want you to lean in hard as a hater. What is your prognostication of a Noah Schultz go?
I've never been a hater of Noah Schultz. What I was saying when people were coming at me, they were telling me this is like the best pitching prospect of all time, is like a couple things. One, you didn't even see it. There's only been like 20-something innings of pitching coming into this year that you could even talk about, right? And you saw 0 innings of it, everybody. Ian Eskridge saw it. No one else saw it.
Right. He's the only one who saw it.
And the other thing is, like, it is really difficult to be a very tall starting pitcher. It's unusual. It's not something that happens often at all. And so those things give me pause, right? And like this, now we're seeing him in Double-A, and he looks great. I love this. I'm all excited about that, but I want everybody to kind of calm down, because like you're still got this guy on a very short innings limit. You still won't pitch him more than a few innings at a time, or for the season. So like they're playing a longer game with this guy. So don't start thinking like, all right, let's pencil him in for next year. We got this guy. Like, just calm down. See if this happens, because it might not happen. Like, let's just understand that this shit might not happen. This doesn't happen often. So like, let's just cool our jets on this guy and let's watch what happens. I'm just taking it all in stride, because it's hard for me to like bank on a guy who has a stature that is usually ends in failure.
Yeah.
Who is still only pitching a few innings at a time. Like, it's hard for me to go like, yes, I'm all in on this dude. Let's do it. Let's get him up to the majors.
Treasy, does looking like Randy Johnson increase his ability to like be better, or does it decrease because he's already doing something? Like, does he need to wear nut hugger Wranglers when he's not pitching to maybe make sure that he is okay to pitch, or what? Like, give me your scoop.
MSS, I need to see him with the hat off. Is that a mullet, or is he just got long hair?
I don't know. Like, I was going to ask, is there a
business
rule?
Up front? If it's business up front, I might be a little more in.
Is there a rule that you have to look like Randy Johnson if you're a pitcher and you're over a certain size? This is just like,
they just all they all
hilarious. That is just a big lanky white guy, man. Like, I mean, like, I'm glad that MSS that you're saying all white guys look alike, not me or B.
Yeah. No, he just looks very similar.
He knows it's fun.
And they look very similar.
It doesn't matter. I'm just curious if this handsome son of a bitch if it brings back memories. Maybe Treasy had a girl that left him for a guy like this. You ever know? You ever wonder stuff like that? MSS was in the back, stuck in the back of the craw. You know, like
big tall dude,
big
like
tall,
that.
goofy lefty. You know, so.
All those big 7-footers in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
At DePaul.
I was thinking more on tour with Big Face. That's what
I'll tell you that
like,
the 7-footers that I went to school with at DePaul did not look like that. They look like fucking Lance Williams. So if he took my girl, no hard feelings.
You're all good with that. You're fine.
It's good.
It's
for the team. It's for the team.
All right, last question is for MSS. I'm going to put up one more last graph here, and this is White Sox position player WAR. It's minimum 100 plate appearances, so I know that some snarky motherfucker's going to say, "Oh, this guy's not included in there," whatever. MSS, you famously went ahead of the crowd and proclaimed Paul DeYoung an MSS guy. Then you became the Tommy Pham guy, even though you never heard this motherfucker until Treasy told you about him after he signed.
Okay, go ahead.
On the screen, I have the graphic. White Sox position player F4. Your two guys heading into the June 1st milestone are 1 and 2. Paul DeYoung 0.7 and Tommy Pham 0.5. I just want to peek into that big brain of yours from June 1 on. Who's your guy? Who's the person that's going to be the leader of this list? It doesn't have to be either of these guys either. It could be anybody on the roster or anyone anywhere out of the position players you think is going to do it. It could be one of these guys too, though, that you think is going to finish strong and be the best player.
God, that's so hard. I mean, because it's you see Vaughn like hitting a home run here and there, like so you're like, oh, maybe something's cooking. And then he strikes out looking, and then you're like, maybe not. So Corey Lee, same deal. Like I think Corey Lee probably has the best shot to like have like the team leader in WAR. Like I think if for some reason Pedro decides, you know what, I'm not gonna let Martin bat anymore. I'm just gonna like ride Corey Lee and let him go and see what happens. Maybe he'll continue to go, but like 119 plate appearances, that's pretty decent. But like if he had more. You know, we were talking about that the other day. He's got to work some of these kinks out, and like he just needs more reps. You just give him more reps. He's showing he can do it, so let him do it. So Corey Lee is probably, I would say, that's probably the favorite. But like, I mean, I'm selfish. I want my guy. I want Paul DeYoung to be number one, and then Tommy Pham is going to ride it into the sunset when he goes to Atlanta, because we will not have him after the All-Star break. He will get picked up. I don't know what the tax bracket is like in Atlanta, but I'm sure it's better than Chicago. So he's probably willing to go there. So yeah, Tommy, I'm going to say I just want Paul DeYoung to keep going. Just keep going.
Just sticking with your original hand. I like that.
Yeah.
MSS, I got a little problem with what Beef did to you there, because he put up that graphic and he purposely did the 100 plate appearances so he could leave someone off and let him get out of your mind. He took Corey Julks out of this running. He wants him to himself. I didn't do that. Very obvious.
I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Because if you go lower, the graph gets too huge, and I don't want to look at all that fucking shit.
Wait a second. You don't want to? You're worried about a huge unreadable graph? Like you haven't shown us one of those?
Hey, listen. If Corey Julks is like Jukes does awesome, I'm all for it. I think he's awesome over in right field. Needs to get better at throwing the ball to 108 though. Like he has not thrown it once to us, and just keeps air launching it, air mailing it all these other places, but not us. So Corey, come on, bro. Like we're a whole thing over there. You gotta hook us up here. Let's go.
MSS, Danny pointed this out. You know, might want to rethink your answer. Luis Robert Jr. Maybe.
He's like, fuck Luis Robert Jr. Those are my guys. I did like in 2 seconds ago. Timothy Maher goes, Jesus Jones also surprisingly slow around the bases. Yes, I agree. 100%.
I mean, I thought we were talking about like people other than like the guy that we know that can actually do it.
No,
so
just anyone.
Let's just
anyone
hope.
from now on. So Luis would be a good pick.
Do I hope that Luis Robert has a higher worth than Paul DeYoung by the end of the year? God, yes. I mean, there's like a lot of people I hope, but do I think it's going to happen? I'm not sure. I mean, probably Luis Robert is probably a better call, and that's the smart baseball money. But no one would have picked Paul DeYoung to have the year he's having either. So go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Those are my 5 questions. Appreciate you boys participating. That was a lot of fun.
I love it. Thank you, Beef. That was that was entertaining and surprising. I was not thinking I was going to talk about Noah Schultz today.
Had to hit you with that one. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I think it's a good conversation to have because I think, like I'm surprised at White Sox fans getting so excited for prospects again, because it's like how many times you got to get burned, man? How many times you got to pencil guys in at a starting position? Like, people already got Colson Montgomery starting at shortstop next year. It's like, oh man, he ain't hitting. Like, bro,
yeah, he's not.
First Sox Fest after party.
It's not a thing where it's not like, oh man, I can't believe they're messing with his service time. It's like, I can't believe he's not knocking Paul Young off the roster.
Right?
That's
Yes.
so let's, I think we need to take a deep breath and just repeat to yourself, Chris Getz still needs to sign some motherfuckers. All right.
Yeah.
Treasy, anyone, I'm going to make the demarcation line 27 years old. If you're younger than 27, it's okay for you to get real excited about all these prospects. If you're older than 27, it's not okay. You have to control yourself a little bit and realize what you just lived through and just bide your time a little bit. Hold it back just a little bit.
Unless you're that guy that was in that other guy's basement for 10 years. So that's it's fine if you are in on that. We can't assume that you know everything about the Sox prospects from the past
right.
years.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about something a little more fun than White Sox prospects. We're going to Milwaukee this weekend. The 108 road trip is happening, and we're going to have a bunch of beer from Pilot Project Brewing.
Yeah.
Me and Beef are going to pick that shit up tomorrow, so we will have it in hand. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to Beef. I feel like we're going to go up there. We're going to go pick up that beer. We're going to drink a case of it.
Probably. We're probably going to have to sneak a few just to make sure they're not spoiled. But we have them first,
There's no way that's not going to happen. But speaking of things that are going to happen, I want to get your expectations of this trip. Just give me a few things off the top of your head that you think are going to happen. MSS, I'm going to start with you.
I think my first expectation, and according to a lot of DMs today, this is going to happen. We're going to have a lot of buns left over. And Josh Nelson
mercy
is crazy worried that we're going to have too many buns. And I don't know why he's worried about that. It seems like a weird thing to worry about, but he is worried. And yeah, I think that there's going to be a huge lot of bun situation. So everyone should eat something before they go into the park on Saturday, because we don't want to have a lot of extra buns, and that will just annoy Josh Nelson. That's my first one.
Beef, give me one, Beef.
I mean, my number one observation, this is 100% going to happen, is that there's going to be some butting of heads between Josh Nelson and the Chicago Sports Bums working together for the first time on Saturday morning, okay? This is undoubtedly going to happen, and nothing against either one of them. They both are very detailed. They do their thing, but they have not done their thing together yet. They have not come together to work on anything yet. And having worked with each of them, we've worked a little bit less, a lot more with the Sox machine and with Josh than we have with the Bums. We've worked a little bit with the Bums too. The way we work, we kind of are very malleable. We kind of go with the flow a little bit more. And I just foresee maybe a couple, not real dust ups, but some things where you're like, oh, okay, we might need to get in the middle of this and just make sure everything's okay with what's going on.
Yeah. And for the morning part of it, we've extracted ourselves from
We're not involved for that first part.
So it's going to be all on them.
We'll be at the brewery. We'll be receiving all you people hanging out or whatever, directing you to where to go. They're going to do the setup, and then we're going to come later. Maybe we can hitchhike with one of you guys. But yeah, that's So I'm interested to see how it works out.
Let's get. I think we had a couple drinks we got to get.
We got a bunch of drinks.
Do we got a bunch of drinks? All right.
Yeah.
Let's last one.
I think so. Starting with Gordo.
Is it Gordo? Okay.
No, it's Soul Glow.
No, it's Soul Glow.
Soul Glow.
Soul Glow.
Yeah. Is someone else clicking? Because stop clicking.
I'm not touching shit.
Okay.
No.
It's not working for me then.
You're probably blind from your fucking monitor.
It's very possible.
You're gonna say Marcellus Wallace was right.
Like I literally I swear
I can't see
Chatterbait right now.
I can't see. So MSS, you read all these.
Okay, Slow Go Sox fan, can't wait to get nuts with all yous this weekend. Pray for Milwaukee. We coming in hot. Cheers. I mean, cheers.
Cheers.
B-Web. The team is not hot. We are definitely hot though. Fuck yes. You want me to go? I'll go to the next one.
You're on it.
Okay.
I can't see.
All right, you can't see nothing because you're blinded by the light. All right, our guy Gordo says, "I'll bring the mushrooms." All right, I'm assuming he means for the hamburgers. So that's. What
don't go sprinkling stuff on other stuff. Okay, thank you.
The Wonka of Lot B will not bring. He'll bring some stuff for your hamburgers. Next is up our guy Joey P. Looking forward to this weekend in MKE with many of you. Cheers, Joey. Thanks, bud.
Glizzy Fest. Let's go. Thanks, Joey.
Cheers, Joey.
And Joey, I have a shirt for you. And then I have from Giselle again, or Jizzle. We don't know. New to White Sox Twitter. Sale was a tell. Monica. What sale was tall? Monica.
Monica.
Mancada.
The Geller thing threw you off.
Really did. Thank you.
Making MSS read these are just perfect.
We should do this more often.
Cheers. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was very nice. All right, what else we got? What's another expectation?
Keep going, buddy.
One more.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, he just put that in there. Oh, okay, my bad. Jose Abreu should have been traded when he was 28, and that's our Giselle again. I don't think we had him before he was 28.
He was 27 when he came over.
Yeah,
so it was his second year. I don't think so. I think might be a little bit off base.
I really loved Jose Abreu. I mean, he was the shit. I mean, he was good.
All right, so
sorry.
An expectation for me is that it's gonna rain like a motherfucker on Saturday.
Don't say that.
No.
It's supposed to be showers.
Yeah. I think this is good. So like, I don't think it's gonna be like total downpour, but I think it's gonna rain. And I think that like most people going to a Brewers game are from Milwaukee. They're gonna hang back. I think we're gonna have the lot to ourselves. It's gonna be a big like Woodstock 94 mud fest.
No.
Remember when Buzz slid through the mud in that one thing, ripped his nipple off, all that shit?
Yes, I do remember that.
Replay of that tailgate. Tailgate, but like times 20. So like I think it's gonna be like I'm thinking about wearing a white t-shirt. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
it's gonna get wet and wild.
Jesus Christ.
That tailgate, we were all hiding under a tree, just waiting to get struck by lightning and then torrential downpour.
We're like, maybe it'll warm us up.
I mean, it's not going to be as hot as it was when we were there last time. Last time we were there, it was 700 degrees. It's supposed to be like 63 degrees. So it'll be nice and chilly or cool. Great drinking weather. Like good September football. You know, like it's going to be a good time. And I mean, hopefully the rain stays away enough that we don't get drenched. But, you know, I think we'll be fine.
We got another drink, a couple drinks. MSS, go ahead and read these.
No, you read that. I don't need to read that.
No, you got it. I can't see it.
It's from our guy, Dougie Fresh, chugging with Fresh. It says MSS is reading red sauce.
How dare you? Wow.
And then,
I have another prediction. MSS and I are going to fight the way he's reading these.
Please do. Our guy over.
Wait, hold on. Did everybody drink for that?
Oh, yeah. No, you should drink it.
Yeah, he's just trying to sneak through it. Lip one, baby.
My bad. Our guy across the pond, English Sox Colin. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Cheers, Colin. And GFY.
I think it should be pickled peppers, but that's okay. Senior Sox. I have about 83% of the Milwaukee's attendees muted. Have fun, dorks. Cheers. Thank you, Senior.
Bless you.
Cheers, Senior.
You wouldn't come anyway. You can't even come to a game in Chicago. So I didn't even fucking show up in Milwaukee.
There's no way.
It's like, another one from our guy, girl, Giselle, or Jizzle. Don Cooper for mayor. I like Don Cooper. He's fabulous. I think somebody's just trying to get me drunk.
I love it.
Seems like us.
I love English Sox Sound says, fuck, he did it.
You see Joey P. You remember Crocodile Mile? That was we lived
in the city. We didn't have that shit, though.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I was telling you the truth. We had that shit. We have a yard. What the hell?
No, they had that. That was a cool one, though. You would fill up a little pool at the end of the slip and slide, and then you go flying in through the alligator's mouth. It was dope. We had
the pump. Do you open up the pump? That's what we had in the
Someone
summer.
lift the pump. Senior Sock says, I have 15 kids. We know. Allegedly, you said you have a decent penis, too. So we'll leave all that. Who knows?
That's what we hear.
MSS, what's another thing you're expecting this weekend?
Man, I really wish that I was going to be there for more games. I'm expecting at least one victory from the White Sox in these 3 games. Like, I feel like we could probably sneak one out. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty positive that we're going to at least get one. It will definitely not be the game we're at on Saturday. They're going to lose that one for sure. So it's either Sunday or Monday that the Sox will win a game. But yeah, we won't see it. So I'm hoping that they actually win a game.
Beef, expectation out of you.
Expectation. I'm guessing, just a guess. We'll see what happens. That none of the rival podcasts are going to come out. None of the other ones they won't come out. That's my guess. None of them show up, so it can't be a bloodfest like an Anchorman. Like the meetup. I'm guessing we're not going to be able to do that. It'll just be the primarily the 3 of us. That's my guess. I'm just guessing that.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So we don't have to bring the machetes.
We do. We do not. No.
Well,
we don't have a trident or anything. None of that.
But
we should be good.
Why am I driving up? I'm not bringing my machete.
We still should. We don't have to, though. We still should. Yeah.
Throwing stars and brass knuckles is still okay. We're going to bring those, just not the big blades. We don't need the big blades. Yeah. Good.
So,
Treasy, what's an expectation you have?
I think a lot of people are getting up to Milwaukee tomorrow, and I don't think many people, if any, are going to the game. Right? So I think a lot of people are going to go do their own thing in Milwaukee, have a good time, and then show up at the tailgate on the next day. But I'm going to say at least one person comes all the way up to Milwaukee, goes out Friday night, goes too hard, doesn't make it to the game on Saturday. We're going to hear of at least one person, at least one, who doesn't make it to the Saturday game because they're too hungover from Friday night.
And I would have had that guy, but he already told us in the seats, among other things he told us in the seats, that he's not making the trip to Milwaukee. And that's our guy, Ian. He was like, I'm surprised he showed up yesterday, to be honest. The way he attacked $5 beer night, I was like, there's no way in hell he's coming tomorrow. He showed up, but I think that he would be my bet if he was there.
And the other podcasts are already making excuses. I would be there if I didn't have a meeting with my accountant, which your accountant is obviously Beef Loaf. So I don't know if I believe this.
I'm meeting with my accountant on a Saturday. What's up?
That's how you do it.
I understand that too. Understand that.
Any other big ideas for this weekend?
Is it Dollar Dog Night like on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday it is.
So this is the interesting thing. It's Dollar Dog Night, but we will have hundreds of free hot dogs.
That's true.
I feel like you're gonna eat hot dogs all outside. Are you gonna go in and be like, I'm gonna pay another $1 for a hot dog? Like, I feel like you just take one for the walk into the park and you'll be fine.
You can take almost anything into that park too. You can bring in soda.
Not as much as you could bring into Comiskey though. No firearms. You can't. Don't try and do that.
Allegedly.
Machetes, okay, because they're for hunting.
Sure.
Just in case you got to, like field dress a buck in center field, you can do that. Or actually, yeah, you won't want to kill bucks. But yeah, no, I don't have much more. It's going to be a fun time. We know it's going to be a fun time. We've promoted the shit out of it. There's going to be 1.5 million people there. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait to get yelled at by the people checking the tickets when we walk in and tell us the reason it's taking so long for you to get into the game is because you tailgated too long and you waited to get here. And it was like that was what they tell us the last time. And they're like, yeah, it's taking forever to get in because you guys tailgated too long. And I was like, but the game started like 20 minutes ago. No. We should be able to get right in.
The last time the actual issue was the gate that we were walking up to.
Was all fucked up.
The ticket things were broken.
Oh.
And so we had to get around to the other one, but so many people were congregated there and not moving that we couldn't get around to it. Because once we got around it, everything was fine. Everything was so easy. So as long as the shit don't break this time, we're great. I did have one other idea that could happen this weekend. And Josh Nelson's one of these guys. He likes to have a surprise with everything. I have a feeling that the three of us, he's gonna have in those sausage costumes for the race.
Awesome.
I think he's arranged it with the Brewers already.
I would love that.
You know, because he's complaining a little too much about how the Brewers are handling the stuff. That I'm like, they can't be this bad at this. So like, I think that he's just playing it up because he's got some inside thing. So I'm gonna be ready to be chorizo in the race.
Okay,
I'm just prepped. I'm prepped.
That adds up.
I'll be stretching in the lot a little bit just to make sure that I don't want to pull a ham.
Limber. You got to be limber.
I got a lot of ham back in the hammies, so I can't be pulling.
If we put the juicy double out of commission, we're in big trouble for this podcast. We can't allow that. It's not allowed.
They got a German sausage too. I'll be that guy. I got some German in me.
Yes.
You know.
Timothy Maher says, he says, Teresa, you're saying with such skepticism after you guys ran a hot dog eating contest several seasons in a row. Yeah, I mean, that is true. It is a hot dog each crowd. So I hear what you're saying.
I tried to tell these guys too, like last time we did this, we had so much leftover food and so much leftover everything. Because people forget to eat when they're drunk. They're just like, let's get shit fucked up.
That's me. I don't eat anything.
And then they get in there and they're like, I guess I better get some nachos, or I better get this. Like, don't do that. Our guy Dougie Fresh is making 100 fucking pounds of pulled pork. Eat a fucking pulled pork sandwich for Christ's sake. God damn!
Just eat a scoop of pulled pork, just to get a big
scoop. Just a handful of. Just have him ladle you a handful of pulled pork and just eat it like that. That's how I want you to go at it.
Drink some beers, throw some meat. It will be good.
Teresa, I do have one more before.
All right, let's do it.
Give it
I have a feeling that we have sufficiently scared Brewhand Luke to avoid his going home on the train after the game. I think he's going to figure out something. He's either going to get a room, he's going to get a ride home. But we convinced him he'd probably be, at a minimum, Rob, probably raped on the train ride home. And so he's heeding our warning, Trees. He's not going to do it. So
at a minimum.
Congrats to us. Congrats to me and you for talking him out of it.
We'll see how that works out.
I said the same thing. What the fuck?
I'm still concerned. So we'll see how it goes.
Always taking credit for saving people from getting raped. I don't like
the Mexicans taking credit for the white boy's idea
all the time. I'm not saying it was my idea. I definitely talked to him though and said, I don't think that's a good idea. You're gonna fall asleep.
AC Musgrave of my ideas, motherfucker.
Here he goes. Yeah, Brewhand Lucas says it's only a 7:30 p.m.
You ain't making it.
You're not making it. It's 0% chance you'll get there for that,
dude. You think that you can get out of this stadium like you can get out of the fucking Sox stadium? It's not the case. No. Like last time we tried to leave, there was a line of 8,000 people waiting for a fucking Uber. Everyone was taking a fucking Uber. It's I'm not even going to be worried about that. I'm going to make sure that I piss 3 times before I go back out to the parking lot to go drink more because I'm going to need that bladder space. Yeah.
One of our favorite authors chimed in to say that
yes,
Luke will be drunk.
Yes, he will be drunk.
That's correct.
And probably
I believe it. I believe
no lies detected there. Yep.
All right, and I think it's time to pay some
bills.
About
that time? All right, let's do it.
To the floor, feeling the rush, driving a Mazda in the month of May, rolling through the streets, so much fun. Mazda of Orland Park, where dreams come true. Windows down, wind in my hair, cruising with style, not a single care. The music blasting, we're on our way. Mazda of Orland Park, let's seize the day. Zooming through May, with Mazda we play. Feeling the power, we're here to stay. Mazda of Orland Park, place to be. Come and join the fun, come and set yourself free.
Yeah, there's the end we all wish we had. So I'm going to play the guitar. The guitar is over. So we're moving into a new segment.
I was waiting for the guitar. I'm down getting a beer.
I know. I was getting ready to solo, behind the scenes, and then I couldn't.
Nope.
Because
can't do it. I love that.
Who's your favorite
you
guitar player of all time?
Dude Mark from Knopfler. Cameo.
I assume he played guitar as well.
Knopfler is a guitarist, but I assume he could play a
I assume
guitar.
He played guitar as well. You know, on the side.
I don't think he did. I don't think that was a
Why
horrible.
not? Why not?
horrible
Eddie Van played keyboard.
Yeah,
Right?
That's true.
His only huge hit is a keyboard. You know,
That's
so-
true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or sorry,
His-
only
his
number one hit. Right? Only
his
number one hit.
Huge hit. I was
Well,
like,
no,
I don't know.
Jump is the only one that went number one, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right here, right now. I had to be like,
That song was
All
big,
piano,
MSS.
but-
You're right. It
but
was
I don't
big.
think
it's mainly huge.
It was big, but I don't know. If
I want to say
that
the
high.
only Van Halen song that went number one was, and someone
Was
in the
Jump.
comments will for sure correct me,
I don't
was
know.
Jump, and
Jump.
it's all keyboard.
Yeah.
That's really sad. Speaking of sad, though, we're moving on to the next thing. It's a round of the world famous this or that game. Yes. My Sox Summer sell things on eBay, and I come to the boys and I say, "Hey, boys, which one do you think sold for more, this or that?" And that's where we got the name. Now, when you guys did that, the Aju, and when people were asking and put up all these things, they're like, "Well, why don't you do pictures when you do the this or that?" And I was like, thanks for making more work for me, but guess what, we have pictures. So if you're at home and you're like, oh man, I'm listening to this podcast and there's pictures, maybe you should watch it on the YouTube just for this segment alone, or motherfuck those people that gave that recommendation, because that's the only reason I did it. So we have some happy people and some sad people. All right, you guys ready to play?
Let's go, man.
Let's fucking go.
I'm going to let Loaf go first because age before beauty. And this is what we have. This is what we have. This or that. A 1990 Chicago White Sox team card set, which is sealed. It's 100% sealed. Versus a White Side South Side Loyola Ramblers Night giveaway from 2023. Which one do you think is worth more money? The Lance Johnson cards or the Loyola Ramblers hat? Beef Loaf.
All right. So, I mean, just like thinking about these specialty hats, the tickets cost like more than a normal ticket. They're usually $30 or $40 or whatever to get the specialty thing for the colleges, right? In Illinois
there is a premium,
or Loyola, whoever,
there's
there's
a
a premium
premium
to the ticket there. The card set there is not easily recognizable to me. So I don't know if this was like giveaway at a stadium.
1990 gave away. Yes,
it's
they used
possible,
to give team card sets.
Yeah, it's possible that these are kind of rare, but there also might be kind of an I don't give a fuck. So I'm going to go with the hat. I'm going to go Loyola hat as the higher price.
Chorizo.
So I'm with you, Beef, on the hat thing. Because like I know people pay a lot for these like college hats, which is funny because every year they have the DePaul one, and I'm always like, yeah, I'll do something else.
Yes.
But I don't like to pick the same thing as you. So I'm gonna key on the word that MSS said, which was like, and this is sealed.
Yeah.
This is to let you know that like this is a still in the package thing from 34 years ago.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say the pack of cards.
All right. The 1990 Chicago White Sox team card set, sealed, $29.99. The White Sox Southside Loyola Ramblers hat, $39.99. Beef Loaf, you take the first one.
Nothing,
Fix is in.
Let's go.
The fix is in. I actually just bought that hat at the White Sox garage sale for $5. That's what we're talking about. That's a flip. and the cards.
Man knows value when he sees it.
people don't normally look at that as like, oh, I'm gonna make some money on those. Like they're like, it's $5. Who wants that shit? And I'm like, give me 15. Thank you.
I gotta address a comment real quick.
Yeah.
Epic Samurai 5 says, you got something against the Blue Demons. My man. I was a Blue Demon before you could pick up your saxophone. All right. Like
let's chill out. Exactly.
I'm DePaul to the core. I just don't need the fucking hat.
He was tearing up pussy at McGee's before you were born. I know who bought the hat right here, MSS. It is Sister Cheese.
Speaking of pussy.
Dry pussy.
Dry ass pussy. All right.
Dry ass pussy. That's what our guy Loaf would say. All right, number 2, Treasy, you're up first.
All right, let's do it.
First, on the left there, a Chicago Bandits women's softball signed by 9 players. The Chicago Bandits, they used to be a professional softball team in the city of Chicago. I don't think they exist anymore. It's an autograph ball. versus a 2016 Sports Illustrated featuring the Cubs for their baseball preview season. So what went for more money? The 2016 Sports Illustrated with the Cubs or the 12-inch signed softball?
I mean, obviously that's the World Series Cubs team. People will be horny for that. Jake Arrieta is all roided out of his mind. Chris Bryant's back still works.
It's Pilates.
But that fucking address on there is killing me. Like I would never buy that. Frank Costanza wouldn't touch that fucking TV guide with the address on there like that. I'm going with the Chicago Bandits ball.
Okay.
I have a question, MSS, and people in the comments are bringing it up. Is Jenny Finch a signature on that ball?
No.
Do you know? She is not. Okay,
if she is, it was really faded, and I couldn't tell because I did look for the Jenny Finch for sure.
Okay, so no Jenny Finch. I am going the other way now because I know Cub fans are such weirdos. They'll take it with that stamp of whoever the fuck's name is that on their trees, even though you and I think that's ridiculous. And you're right, Frank Costanza would never, ever have a TV guide with those. I'm going to go with the Sports Illustrated just because Cubs fans are insane, and 2016 was insane.
All right, so we got Chirizi with the ball, and
oh shit! I didn't notice the Johnny Manziel thing on there. God
yeah,
damn.
no, that's a special report on Johnny Manziel in the abyss.
Great.
The Chicago Bandits women's softball signed by 9 people, $14.99. The Chicago Cubs 2016 Sports Illustrated baseball preview issue, $9.99.
Oh,
Chorizo.
fuck.
You have evened it up 1-1. Now, funny thing about that address, that's actually the address to Leo Burnett Advertising, and they would get so many of these magazines because they have like ads and stuff and whatever, and they would put all the extras in the basement for people to take, and I took every single one of those motherfuckers. I have sold a bunch of those. I have fucked up though because I put them like at $9.99 with shipping included. So now I'm only getting I think I make like $2 from them now, but it's like, oh, it's getting out of the house, I guess, and people are excited by it. So
He's thinking $2 on the thing he stole. So I'm like,
no, you're welcome to take all that stuff. You know, like you're welcome to take it. They actually had the
He said it's all right. It's all right.
It's cool.
It's okay.
It's cool. Remember that magazine with Kim Kardashian with her big old butt, and she was popping
sir, I do
champagne
remember
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what magazine it was, but I remember that picture.
Brazzers made a magazine.
They had that, but that got away. I did not get any extras of those. So that really bummed me out.
Pages are all stuck together.
Damn,
solid.
I could have sold those too. Big booty.
Senior Sox is correct. $2.
Exactly.
The rich get richer.
Exactly. Next up, Beef Loaf. You are first. We have a Carl Sandburg double XL high school football jersey, number 77, made by the fine people at Under Armour, versus a recently just picked up Glenbard West High School football jersey. I think it's from the 90s. I'm not sure, but number 74. And I also listed it as game used, which they both are game used, but it's a high school game used football jersey. Which sold more, the Carl Sandburg jersey or the Glenbard West football jersey? Beef Loaf, you're up first.
I mean, just like two nondescript suburban high schools. I don't know much of their football histories. This isn't like a Mount Carmel jersey or something like that, where it's like, oh my God, they've won every championship here. I'm going to go Sandburg only because I think it's a better looking jersey. I like the blue and gold because I went to a high school that had the blue and gold. To me, it's just visually more appealing, so I'm going to go Sandburg, but I have no idea. I really have no clue, so I'll go with Sandburg.
My eyesight's so fucked up, man. I was like that Lakers looking jersey feels right to me.
Dude, your retinas are getting burnt out by your screen being at like 300% or something. Turn that shit down.
My color, my ability to see color has always been fucked up.
That's true.
You took the Sandburg one, Beef. I'm just gonna take the other one. I don't know where either of these are at. Like this is it. There's two huge weak points in my game. One is I never know the number a player wears. Like I can never remember that shit.
Yeah.
And I have no idea where any suburb is, like the direction of any suburb or like where it is. You could be like, would you rather go to Schaumburg or name another suburb? And I would be like, I don't even know which one's closer, how fucking far one is, which direction it's in. Just if my phone was out, I would drive forever into the abyss. So I'm gonna go the white jersey, I guess.
So Bruhan Luke, who is a high school coach, says he's absolutely livid because these are school issued uniforms and they belong to the school. Bro, I don't want to tell you how many Lyons Township items I see at the thrift store. Okay, like there's your school is all over the place. So it is they're out there. They
Luke, bad news. Schools do not use the same jerseys forever. At some point, they get rid of them and get brand new jerseys. Yeah. Bro. So I think that's probably what happened in all these
I think the kids pay for them now too, kind of. But I don't know. But anyway, if you guys were watching my shorts videos, I actually bought this Glenbard West football jersey for $1.80. And I flipped it within I think 4 days, which is kind of crazy. The Sandberg one sat around for a lot longer than that. Carl Sandberg high school football jersey, double XL, number 77, $29.99. The vintage Glenbard West high school football jersey from the 90s, game used, $28.48. So beef loaf, another one. Now, Treasy. There's something going on here on eBay, and if you can opt in on these things and you can opt out, they'll send automatic offers to people if they've looked at something or whatever, and it's a minimal amount. It's like a 5% off or whatever. Yeah. But I don't even do it. So I'll sell something and they'll be like, yeah, buyer used your promotion. I was like, I didn't promote anything. I didn't make an offer. So like they just cost me whatever, but it also got me a sale. So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's just get this. Like, who the fuck's going to buy a Glenbard?
This is how it starts. This is how it starts. I'm going to say, next thing you know, Terminators. Like you're the first in line of giving us away to the Terminators. You fucking asshole. The Matrix is going to happen because you're letting these Glenbard jerseys go for $28.48 and letting beef win.
Gas Money Bob says, I almost went to Glenbard West. It probably detracted from the value. Just gave me that slim victory.
Just a little bit.
You, GMB. I appreciate that.
Glad I sold it quickly. Next up, Treasy, you're going to go first on this one and get ready for something I think is probably in your wheelhouse. We have a Isabel Bloom, who is an artist from the Quad Cities who makes these cement sculptures. They are highly collectible by people that don't live in a major city. They are these little, they make molds and then they paint them in different finishes. And then people donate them after their loved ones die. And then I buy them on the cheap. We have it first up, the Isabella Bloom Sleeping Kitty, artist signed cement kitten sculpture. It's 5 inches big. That's on the left there. Versus a vintage Isabella Bloom girl with cat sculpture.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes, you can.
Why the fuck do you think this is in my wheelhouse?
That's the joke. So sleeping cat I will take strangling a cat. Which one do you like?
I will take the just the regular cat over the dead-eyed kid with the mo haircut strangling a kitten to death. As much as that seems like something people might be into, I'm gonna just go with the nice sleeping kitty there.
All right, so you're gonna go with the sleeping kitty. Loaf, are you gonna double up on the sleeping kitty? Or are you gonna go after the mo haircut girl?
No, fuck no, man. I like the one with the girl holding the kitty. To me, that's just there's a little more art going on there. Also, the sleeping kitty, I'm not sure the kitty's sleeping. It's peering over its paws right at you. I don't, there's a little something creepy about that one that I don't really enjoy. So I'm going to go with the girl holding the kitty. I think that's definitely the piece.
All right. The Isabella Bloom Sleeping Kitty with the cat signed cement kitten sculpture, $14.99. The vintage Isabella Bloom girl with cat sculpture, $12.
Oh,
Chirizi,
kidding
you
me.
have taken that one.
This is the difference that it was by, and this is from our guy CJ. He says, "Cheers, guys. Got to go. See you out the Pride game. Cheers, CJ.
Cheers. The
MSS. Let me just ask a question. I got to follow up on this one. You see these weird ass things in the thrift store.
Yeah.
What's stopping? What's like? You look at that, you stop in your tracks. You're like, oh, this has to be worth something. It's like, is this something you've seen a bunch and you usually get a $10 markup on or something, or is this just like it just caught your eye and you're like, oh, what wonderful art! I need to be a part of this.
No, so Farmer Matt, his mom used to run a gift shop, and she used to sell a shitload of these. So some of them are really rare and worth a bunch of money, and some of them are not. The ones I got were not, but they are also the right price. I think I paid $2 for each one of those, and so like that's kind of a nice little come up. I will never buy them again unless I know for a fact I'm going to make a shitload of money on them or enough money on them
because they haunted your house. Well, yeah.
No, it's just they're so heavy and they're just like I don't know. And
they
you
look
don't want to
breakable too. Yeah, I was going to say
you don't want to drop one on your foot. Yeah. Now the you kind of got.
Are you saying that Mailman Jack would have destroyed that had it been on his route? Is that what
it depends? Saying? It just depends how many steps he had that day. You know, whether he had a burrito for lunch. I don't know. It depends on conditions, but it does look like it's breakable, those things.
I just sold the girl with the cat sculpture to a woman whose eBay handle was Grandma Irene, who said, I'll give you $12 for that. And I go, I am sold because this has been up for a year and I don't want it in my house anymore.
She meant your sweet ass, but apparently you sold her.
She should have. Allegedly. She should have taken it. Now we're going into some White Sox stuff for the next one. That's you guys are both in that.
We're tied 2-2 right now, right?
Yeah, it's tied 2.
Wait, ain't I first then?
Yeah, you're
first.
I'm first.
I took the kitty over the dead eye.
Yeah, you went.
Oh,
first
you went first.
Time. Oh, yeah. So I'm
my
first.
Bad.
So
I'm my bad, Loaf.
This should be number 5, I think.
It is number 5. It is number 5. I do have that at least tied in correctly. I have on the left here a lot of 7 Chicago White Sox New Era hats, all 7 5/8, all used by your boy My Sox Summer. I did not list that in the condition. Versus a rare New Era 5950 pinwheels collection of the White Sox hats. Now you can't see it, but there is a green pinwheel hat to complete the collection on the right hand side.
Nice.
So there's 4 hats versus 7 hats on the left. The 7 hats on the left were used, the ones on the right brand new. Which one sold for more? Beef Loaf.
Now, MSS, you said that the ones on the left, so the used ones, are all 7 5/8.
Yeah.
What are the hat sizes on the ones on the right for the pinwheels?
Snapbacks.
They're snapbacks.
They're snapbacks. Okay, so all right, got it. Yep. All right, so initially, I'm drawn more to the pinwheel colors there. That's something that looks unique. I have not seen those. Some of the other hats on the left, I have seen those before. The fact that they're snapbacks also should be a little bit broader audience, so could draw a little more interest to those. So I'm going to go with the pinwheels because they're new, colorful, and at a broader size profile.
Okay, chorizo.
Beef. I'm kind of with you because when I looked at these, I said those pinwheel ones look fucked up. I would never wear that. So like, makes me think they're popular.
Yeah, they're not black on black. That's correct.
But I also think that there's some big Rottweiler head motherfucker out there, and he probably is in like if you got a big Rottweiler head like that, I think you also probably like, oh, I need camouflage everything. So I think he probably looked and he's like, oh shit, I could get 5 of these things. 7. 7 of these
7 hats. Yeah.
7 of these hats that take up enough material to build a house to put on my fucking watermelon head. And
God.
And just felt like why were these your hats, Emma?
Yeah, they were 100% mine.
comments are really jumping on him. John Carney, quote unquote, gently used hats, and then Danny Miller, salt stains free of charge.
That's actually dust, Danny. It's actually dust.
I think some guy with a giant melon paid up for his new hat.
Okay, so unfortunately, your boy Summer did not list this one correctly, and it did not. It appeared that I was only selling one hat instead of 7. So it was listed. So it said it actually was listed as Chicago White Sox World Series New Era 5950 fitted hat, 7 5/8, $29.99. That's what it sold for. A group of 7 hats versus the Pinwheel Snapback Collection that sold for $99.99.
Treasy, he fucked you on that one, man.
Fucking clerical error. Were you the GM of the Blackhawks? What the fuck is happening?
If you look, I mean, the picture showed
he released Carlton Fisk by mistake.
The picture showed all 7 hats. So, like, I mean, if you were looking at the picture, you knew that you were getting 7 hats, and I'm sure the guy was very happy about that. They're not in the worst condition. They weren't in great condition, but they were in like decent enough that I'm like, I'm not just going to donate these. I'm going to sell them. And
I was so excited. He jumped up and busted his giant head through his ceiling.
You're an ass. My head's not that big. I don't even fit in that anymore. I wear 7 3/4 now, so it's even bigger. Sorry that I have a big head.
Is it bigger? You cycling HGH?
No, it's the hair. It's just having more hair. Just kind of the way it goes. All right, next up, we got Loaf leading 3-2. And I think who's first this time? Teresa's first, yeah. All right. Up on the left there, we have
I'm taking fucked up shirt.
The picture.
All right, so on the right, we got the new AC Delco Las Vegas NHRA, which is the National Hot Rod Association 2008 Nationals button-down Hawaiian shirt in the size XL, going up against a pair of Skechers Go Walk 5 men's sneakers, size 13 wide fit. So we got the XL NHRA 2000 Nationals button-down Hawaiian shirt, or a pair of Skechers Go Walk 5 size 13 wide fit shoes that my dad gave to me because they didn't fit.
So I feel like shoes should be the winner, but this AC Delco fucking weird shirt. This is the kind of thing that MSS always shows us, and it's like, this sold for $649 to a guy who lives in a zip code where most people make $4.99 a month. Like, so, like, I'm taking fucked up shirt.
You know what, Treasy? I'm upset on this one because this is like when you're playing in a like tournament poker or something like that. You're in the cutoff. I'm on the button. We both see that the blinds are vulnerable, but you get to act before I do, so you get to fucking take advantage of it and steal this one. I'm not piggybacking you though, because there could be some fault in this shirt. This shirt looks so fucked up that it's possible he gambled and thought, oh yeah, I'll get a big score on this, and then he sold this for $11.99. And the sneakers are a minimum going for like $30. So I think I got like a margin of safety with the sneakers, even though I kind of agree with you. Like, he's probably going to say $189 for that shirt. And I'll be like, what fucking idiot bought that shirt for that goddamn much? With that fucking car at the bottom and the palm trees and all that dumb shit. I'm going sneakers, even though I'm mad about it right now.
The comments on this are great.
Crazy.
Timothy Meyer goes, business at the shoulders, party at the gut.
Listen,
Gas Money Bob says, why would you sell any of this stuff?
Wait, now, hold on.
Sam Massaro said MSS would look like Guy Fieri with this shirt.
Yes, he would.
Gordo says, I bought the shirt for this weekend. That would be awesome. Elman Jack says he took that shirt right off Yaw Dog's back.
No, it was brand new. It didn't smell. I'm saying, like, Gas Money Bob's is saying that, like, why would you sell this? Why would somebody rebuy it? Like, I mean, this is the second purchaser.
No, he's saying you should keep it. It's all great stuff. That's what he's saying. Like,
I thought he was saying, why would you buy this to resell? I was like, oh, okay, God. Now it makes a little more sense. So the new AC Delco Las Vegas NHRA 2008 Nationals button-down Hawaiian shirt $35.
Ooh, I'm drawing live, Treasy.
I like that.
Skechers Go Walk men's sneakers, size 13 with a wide fit in gray, $29.99.
I knew what it sold for too. I knew it was like $30. Fuck.
We are tied. We are tied.
God damn
Folks, this is more fun than I thought it was going
I
to be.
think Trey found your.
He did. So listen,
he's like, bro has Skechers and Xfinity work uniforms.
I did. I also have like a lot of work clothes, a lot of work stuff because kids like that shit. But also he also said I have a safety vest up there for $30. He is correct because I found this Walmart associate one, and for some reason the last one sold for $39 or something. I was like, man, I'm getting $30 for this motherfucker. I was gonna keep it. Then I'm like, no, if it's worth that kind of money, I'm fucking selling.
You're gonna keep that?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm just gonna wear it. Like to a game or something. I thought it would
wear
be
a
funny.
Safety vest to a Sox game?
Yeah.
All right, you wear it this weekend. I
got a nice shirt that I'm going to be breaking out at a tailgate later this year. Trust me, everyone's going to like it. All right, next up, it's the Nelly Fox Challenge.
Ooh.
All right, so Beef, you're first on this, right? No, yes,
yes,
you're
first. Yeah, we're tied 3-3, I believe. This is number 7, right?
Tied 3-3, going into the last 3. So. We'll hopefully one person's gonna win. So we'll see what happens. First up on the left, we have a 1964 Nelly Fox number 2 Houston Colts 45s cream jersey, size 56. It is definitely sewn. It is definitely a knockoff Mitchell and Ness. Versus a 1960.
It is a knockoff.
Oh, 100%. These are like knockoff jerseys. They're good quality knockoff jerseys.
Did you Photoshop on that Cooperstown Classic thing?
Oh no, that comes on it. People in China do that for you. You don't have to worry about that.
They line that up for you. Nice.
On the right, a 1960 Chicago White Sox Nelly Fox number 2 gray black men's 54 size jersey, 2XL, completely sewn too. They are both worn by your boy, my sex member. I do not wear jerseys to the park anymore, so I was like, I'm gonna get rid of these things. So, what's more expensive, the Colt 45s or the Chicago White Sox Nelly Fox jersey?
Oh man, this is tough because I like the look of the Colt 45s jersey, so I kind of want to lean in that direction. But to me, those types of things, like it's always. I don't know. There's a little less of the value there where, like, if it's a Sox jersey, people want to wear Sox jerseys places. Like, it's kind of a little, an outlier, that Colts jersey. So I'm going to go with the 1960, the gray Sox jersey.
Okay.
Even though it's the jersey that I would desire a little bit less. I like how that Colts jersey looks.
Chorizo.
I mean, that Colts jersey's awesome. And if you want to wear something to a Sox game, something with a gun on it, reminds you of the 90s night. So like it's a good look. But no, that's just such a great jersey. I got to go with that one. I feel like that's the winner, and like people would be much more excited for that one.
So you're going with the Colts?
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts.
All right. So the 1964 Houston Colts jersey, Nelly Fox Houston Colts jersey, $70. The 1960s Nelly Fox jersey, $65.
Oh, fuck.
So a whole $5 difference.
Oh, I still believe.
Yeah, I've had those in my collection for a while. I never wore them. I might have worn the Colts one time. I don't think I ever wore it because I was afraid I was going to get shit on it. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So,
yeah, it's too nice. You mess it up,
Can't do it. Yeah. Next up. A battle of just some weird shit. I mean, it's sports related and it's also Chicago related. But Treasy, you're first. We got a Tom Waddle Chicago Bears signed vintage champion jersey, size 48.
Who's it
signed by Tom Waddle? Signed by Tom Waddle.
That's doubtful.
No,
looking at the jersey.
I looked it up.
This is doubtful because
I looked it up.
Well, the jersey is not authentic. That's not the numbers didn't look like that. But.
It's an authentic champion jersey. It's a replica jersey. It was actually a pretty nice
authentic
jersey.
replica.
Authentic replica. That's a deal. That's a thing. That's an actual thing. Verse going up against a brand new in box Chicago White Sox Star Wars Adam Juan Kenobi Eaton bobblehead that I've had in my storage area for 10 years. So yeah, we got the Tom Waddle autograph jersey or the Star Wars Adam Juan Kenobi Eaton bobblehead.
All right, so the Malaysian Tom Waddle jersey,
champion,
Malaysian.
autographed by Tam Whittle. I'm gonna take that just so Beef is pressured to take a Star Wars thing.
I was sitting here the whole time thinking, Treasy, like looking at that jersey, I'm like, that jersey looks fucked up, but it is signed, so like that means something. And then I'm looking over here at fucking Adam Eaton, I'm like, I'm gonna have to bet my entire game tonight on Adam Eaton's stupid ass of sitting in MSS's basement for like a half decade. Like, great, I got great options right now going on to try to win this thing. I'm going with the bobblehead, but there's no fucking way that bobblehead sold for anything. It was, if MSS had it for that goddamn long, there's no way it went for much of anything. So I'm going with it, but just because I feel like I have no choice.
I think you're going for the win, or you're going for the tie.
I'm going for the tie, so I can try to win this thing.
You could just take his too, and then he could not get the point, and then whatever, wash the point, but. It's up to you.
I can't do it, MSS, because next round, let's say we tie here. He's still ahead of me. Next round, whatever I pick, he can just pick that. He's got the win lock.
Exactly.
I can't do it. Bad game theory. You got to pick the opposite here.
All right. Well, I thought, he could, whatever. All right. The Tom Waddle autograph jersey, $45. The new Chicago White Sox Star Wars Adam Juan Kenobi Eaton bobblehead, $40. Chirizi,
I don't think we
take
it.
that one. It is 5-3. Chirizi, we have one left that we don't even really need to do it, but we're going to do it because it's a fun story.
We're going to make this one worth 2 points, just so let's have some fun.
No. It's fine. But let's just enjoy this last one.
We're gonna, because I don't know what the fuck these things are.
I'm gonna set this up. There's a new store that opened in our neighborhood. I don't know 6 months ago. Low for you and I, but they have the sliding scale where it starts at $10 on Friday and slides down to $1 on Thursdays. Your boy, My Sox Summer, usually goes in there on a Wednesdays to peruse what will be available for the dollar day and see if I need to get there when it opens at 9 a.m.
What is it, $2 on? On Wednesday? Okay.
It's not locking in the $2 shit.
So
he'll lock it in at $1, Treasy. Risk losing it, but he'll lock it in at $1.
We'll be fine. But $2 sometimes is whatever. Both these items that I put up, I paid $2
ice cream's
for.
through the roof right now.
Oh, so you paid $2 for these, Treasy. He went for it on the Wednesday. So valuable. He could not wait till the Thursday morning to pick it up.
I was weirded out that they might sell. So these two items I actually paid $2 for on Wednesdays, and it ended up being a good hit.
I agree with you, Treasy. I have no idea what either are.
Okay,
I'm with you. I would not. I would not have let these just sit on the shelf. I mean, Jesus Christ.
All right, so on the right,
you sold them for 58 cents each.
We have an Evo Shield protective right-handed sliding mitt. That's a sliding mitt. You know those the oven mitts that the guys wear on the car?
Small for was this for like Little League or something? Look how tiny
no, it's for kids. It just looks small.
Kids, right?
It's I don't think it's for kids. It's an adult one, but I think it's a large or something. I don't think it was that big. So it's brand new, still attached to the package. And it's the Evo Shield sliding mitt versus now, Treasy, you're gonna have to go with me here. There's 3 of these. There was a package of 3. Okay. Agro LED.
Now, did you list it as 3 things, or did you list it as one thing? And you're gonna fuck me on this.
No, I listed it as one thing, but the guy brought 3 of them, so I thought it would be good to just put this together as my $2 scores. So yes, it was listed he knew what he was getting. So I thought if I just put a light bulb versus a sliding mitt. I didn't know that you guys would have no idea what these things were. I thought you might have an idea, but sports equipment versus a light bulb, I thought that would just be too dead of a giveaway. I thought I had to make it a little more interesting. So 3 Agro LED green LED night lights and these are grow lights for cannabis plants. It's a very
now you have my attention.
Oh, okay.
Now you have
very
my attention.
specialized fucking light bulb that was just heavy. Like this closeout store, apparently there was a grow shop that people would go and buy stuff from, supply store that went under, and these guys got all of it because they had trellis things, they had
Was it
little things
not the
to
one
grow.
on Wentworth that I drive by when I'm coming down to meet you guys? Hope not.
Nope, it's not that one.
Hydroponics store.
No, I don't know. I don't know if the hydroponic store closed, but yeah, no, it's a grow light, and it's a night light. You're supposed to put it on at night to keep your plants nice and warm. So sliding mitt versus the LED grow light.
All right, so I think I'm being steered towards the grow light. However, the comments are helping me out a little bit because John Carney says right-handed sliding mitts are licensed to print money. I did not know that. I didn't know that the right hand one was that important. And then our buddy Father Zoe says, I don't think it's that big. It's promenade all over again. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It doesn't look that big. I feel like I'm gonna go with the sliding mitt, because I've not even heard of sliding mitts being sold. Like I didn't realize kids use sliding mitts or like high schoolers use sliding mitts. I assumed this shit was just like college and above. So it's kind of a weird item for me. I understand everyone loves marijuana, and I don't, so maybe that's why I'm going to lose out on this one, but I'll go with the sliding mitt.
Okay, sliding mitt.
All right, MSS, a quick question.
Yeah.
When you search the forums and stuff, is there any weird fetish thing with these sliding mitts? Just throw it out there. Just maybe
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna go weed light bulb. That just seems like a sign of the times that would be the bigger seller.
So both items were listed and sold rather quickly. So they were both pretty popular. I had two of the sliding mitts, but I gave one to my nephew because he wanted a $149 one, and my sister was like, "Yo,
oh Lord!"
He's like, would you want to give up one of these sliding mitts? Because I asked her, I go, does he really want the sliding mitt, or does he want this fancy one from these places? And she goes, I think he just wants a mitt because it's like the swag thing, and we just want to find a cheap one. I was like, well, I just picked up two at the store for $2 a piece, and my brother-in-law goes, I'll give you $5. And I said, that's insulting. This is what I do for my living. I'll just give it to you for free. So that the Evil Shield glove sold for $29.99, and I would have sold two of them, but I gave one to my nephew because I'm a great uncle. The three grow lights.
I don't even want to win now.
Almost immediately. And the guy like contacted me like 3 times before he bought them to make sure they were the exact thing. And I said, yes, this is what I have. They were sealed, blah, blah, blah. Sold for $53 for the 3 fucking grow lights. Oh, God. I was just like, what? And so they sold. So
wow.
I don't think it didn't matter anyway, but Treasy, you won.
Treasy wins going away.
5-3.
I mean, Tadahito took the words out of my mouth. Gordo bought those fucking lights.
I like that. Luke was like, those are scams. It's a scam. I don't know if it's a scam, but
really not.
I'm in on the scam. I have another couple that I still have that I'm trying to sell. So if anybody needs some old fucking grow lights,
no, that fast,
no. I tried to stay lower than the lowest price on eBay just to get. I want that sale. Like, I mean, I paid $1, or $2.
Get out the door. You want to turn that money over, huh?
And ladies and gentlemen, that was this or that. So thanks, boys. Treasy,
I mean, I feel like I've never lost. It
has been a while since I beat you. It's probably the last 3. I think you've won.
We'll get to the thank yous. I want to thank Beefloaf for being such an easy competitor to destroy.
Fuck you.
It is time for thank yous and GFYs. And Beef, I'm going to start with you, my friend. Who are you thinking are GFYing?
Baby, I want to thank Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, John Paxson, Bill Cartwright, Cliff Livingston, BJ Armstrong, Will Perdue, Craig Hodges, Stacey King, Scott Williams, and Dennis Hobson. We just passed the 33rd anniversary of, for me, the greatest Chicago sports moment of my lifetime. The Chicago Bulls beat the Detroit Pistons 115-91 on May 27, 1991 at the Palace at Auburn Hills to complete a 4-game sweep and win the Eastern Conference Finals and go to the NBA Finals. That was the start of the Bulls dynasty. And the reason why it's so special, and it's special to the three of us for sure, is we lived through the before times when they weren't a great team and we saw them get their ass beat by Detroit, and it was such a great watershed fucking moment. I just want to bring it up because it makes me happy thinking about it anytime.
So that brings up a good question, though, that I have for you, Beef, is I agree with you. That championship is huge. And like that was one of those things where it's like that Pistons team is exactly who you want to be, right? Like you got that chance and you get and so my question to you is the Bears Super Bowl win against the Patriots. Would that be your top childhood sports moment if it wasn't the Patriots, if it was the Dolphins?
That's a good question. It's a good question because of avenging the loss.
They shoved it up Marino's ass.
Avenging the loss. I think I'll say no because we grew up more with those Bulls. The Bears championship, we were little. We kind of only knew the Bears being really good right away. The Bulls we grew up with, they had Jordan, but they weren't good. Then they started making the playoffs. Then they started progressing a little bit. Then you felt like they're right there, and the Pistons beat their ass a couple years in a row, and you're like, we'll never get by these guys. And then when you finally fucking get by them, it just feels like, baby, this is wide open, and these guys are still pretty young, and we might win a bunch of these. Like, and that is what ended up happening. It's just like, this shit will never happen again in your lifetime. You'll never have a team in your city that's one of your teams win 6 titles in 8 years. And it's just like, that was the watershed moment. That was when the dam broke open and you knew. Like, I had very little fears that they were going to beat the Lakers. You pretty much knew they're going to beat the Lakers. Even when they lost game 1, you're like, I'm not that worried about this. They're going to fucking win the finals because they finally knocked the Pistons out. So for me, that's just the most satisfying one.
All right.
No,
I feel it.
That was good. That was a good times. Those were good times.
Who are you thinking, or GFY?
I am going to go ahead and already just thank the bumps for doing all the heavy lifting on this Milwaukee tailgate that's going down. Like, Treasy, you and Loaf, I know you cut a shitload of promos, and I know that's a lot of work for you. But like, Treasy, you getting the beer, it was huge. That's a huge lock, and you're going to go pick that up. You guys are both going to go pick that up. So you're contributing. But for the most part, I mean, these guys have handled all the nuts and bolts of this whole fucking thing. And so I'm just going to give them thank you and for doing the heavy lifting for the tailgate already. And all our followers, if you don't already, and I'm sure you do, go follow their YouTube page. Because if they get, more followers on the YouTube page, you get more money. And then that keeps going. So that's what you guys need to do. Go over their YouTube, give them a follow. And just thank you for doing all this stuff and also dealing with Josh Nelson and the graphic design stuff. Thank you, Johnny. So,
got a couple drinks in here. We got a couple that we didn't get to. So Jerry O'Sullivan says, late to the party, coaching girls softball. Blame my kids, MSS style. Cheers, boys. Cheers, Jerry.
Cheers, Jerry. Hang on. Let me pour a little whiskey so I can get a little.
I'll wait for you.
Whiskey. Fancy. What kind of whiskey you got there?
I got the Jack Daniel's single barrel.
Oh, get in there. Get in
Snap.
there. We got one from Yump. He says, right, one last one for the road. Salute.
Thanks, Yump.
Thank you, Yump. Appreciate you.
See you up there.
All right. So I'm going to thank.
What do you got, Treasy?
One of my favorite people in the world. I'm going to thank our guy Bob, who used to be at Bistro, but now he's with Timothy O'Toole's. Please go hang out at Timothy O'Toole's. He's the GM there. But he's the one that hooked us up with Pilot Project. And so he's, I'm thanking him for many cases of free beer that he hooked me up into. So like, he's one of the best dudes around. I'll tell you a quick story. When I lived in the West Loop back in the day, and I lived in the West Loop when it wasn't great.
It wasn't the West Loop yet.
It wasn't the West Loop you're thinking of. But like, and these 2 bars open kind of like right around the same time. So Third Rail opens and Beer Bistro opens like a couple weeks apart or something. And so me and my buddy John, we lived together. We were like, let's go check out these bars. So we go to Third Rail. They got like no beers, man. They got like fucking nothing in there. Like, and they're like, so we drink a couple Bud Lights, and we're like, all right, we're gonna leave here. We go down to Beer Bistro, we're talking to the bartender, and I'm like, yeah, we just were at third rail. It was just, they only had Bud Light and something else. I forgot what else they had, like Michelob Ultra or something. And I was like, I would love just a High Life. And he brought out a High Life and a champagne glass and poured the High Life into a champagne glass. And he's like, champagne of beers you're having out of a champagne glass. And I was like, I'm never going to another bar ever again. This is my home now. And that was Bob. He was bartending at his own place, which he often did. And that was 20 years ago. And then we've remained friends over the years. So I want to thank him. Huge get for us for this tailgate. So we really appreciate him. And we'll probably figure something out and do a little thing at the Timothy O'Toole's downtown in the very near future. So, we do have another drink to get to. Thank you, everybody, for all the fucking drinks.
Appreciate you guys.
Danny Miller, he says, enjoy the tailgate this weekend. Sorry, I'll be missing it. Love you, Danny. We'll see you soon.
Danny.
Get your finances right, Danny, and make the next one. All right.
All right, that's it for tonight. What do you guys want? You guys want a regular outro? You want Greg Hogg, Alejandro?
Play your goofy shit.
All right, we'll go Alejandro.
Dealer's choice.
In the city of Chicago, back in the day, there was a ball player. They called him Jizz. They said playing for the White Sox, he had a certain flair. He hit 69 home runs, and that ain't fair. He swung that bat like a wild tornado storm. Every time he stepped up, he smashed it. It was the norm. The ladies in the stands, they couldn't help but stare. The legend of Alejandro Jizz spreading everywhere. Ooh, Alejandro Jizz.